I'm a commercial boy, Jake Berkowitz.
I'm a commercial boy, Dan Feingold.
Oh, do you want me to say it? You're not going to
Yes!
introduce me?
No!
I know you wanted to introduce me,
What
but
do
you
you
say I'm
think this
commercial.
kind of operation is?
You think we're professionals here? All right,
The train is leaving the station, and either you're going to catch it or not.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very, very special guest with us.
In her contract, she needed a big introduction.
Fucking, she got her jelly beans too.
The
Everyone's
diva's
yelling at me.
here. All purple jelly beans. Introducing
The newest commercial boy.
I'm a commercial boy, Dai Delija.
Yay! None of this is usable.
Absolutely not.
Okay, then I'll just say that I'm a commercial boy then. That's fine.
No, we're not going back. This is actually how the episode starts.
Oh, all right.
What are we doing today, Dan?
We're welcoming our good friend Day to the podcast, our second guest ever.
I'm a very big fan of this podcast.
That's so sad.
That's the only way to get on.
I hate podcasts. This is the only podcast.
You have
I
such a
listen to.
terrible taste in podcasts.
That's not true. Podcasts are terrible. It's different.
All right, fair enough. I'm not going to disagree with you there.
But I love this podcast and I listen to it a lot.
We
so.
love you.
Oh.
You look so disgusted.
Quick housekeeping stuff. If you are watching this podcast / listening to this on YouTube, you don't have to do that anymore. We're on Spotify.
Yeah.
We're in the
We're
21st
Apple
century.
Play. We're wherever you get your podcasts. Because I
Just-
signed up for Anchor.
Just search. Just search for the Commercial Boys, and you'll find us. Hopefully.
Yeah,
No
you can
promo
listen.
for Anchor though.
No, not sponsored. Not sponsored.
If they're listening, we could be though. If you want us.
Yeah, hit us up.
Yeah.
Anchor.
We're big now. We're big time.
We
'cause
have
we're on
a fan.
Spotify.
Everyone who listens to the podcast is
Is here.
currently in the room. So what are we doing today?
The big commercial event of the year just passed us by. Of course, we're talking about the Academy Awards because everyone watches those. So we're gonna be covering some commercials that aired during this year's 2020 Super Bowl, featuring who was in the Super Bowl this year? I don't even
I
remember.
honestly have no idea.
The San Francisco 49ers.
that's right.
And the Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City.
Yes.
You two watched it. I did not. I don't know who was in it. I don't know who won.
Kansas City won.
The part of
Yeah.
my brain that cares about that stuff is missing.
They
That's fair.
sweeped it at the last second. Kansas City took it at the last.
Yes.
In the last.
They won one for my uncle who's resting easy up in heaven now. He didn't die because the Chiefs won, but he was the Chiefs fan. The Chiefs
He
won.
was celebrating too hard.
Jake.
He died because the Chiefs won. He couldn't handle it.
Okay, so all three of us picked two commercials.
So we're not reviewing all of them because that would be
Super Bowl.
interminable.
No, insane, and most of them not worth talking about.
I don't know. I think a lot of them were fucking either bonkers or dumb or bad.
Well, yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I think we picked most of them, probably.
Hopefully.
Or at least the top ones. Yeah, so we each picked two.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna talk about it. Does
Yeah.
anyone wanna?
Discuss our feelings, discuss what vibes they gave off. I think we should save our guest for last because she is the best for last.
Okay.
So Dan,
Thank you, Jake.
Also because it was in her contract
that she
she'd
had
be
to go
last.
last. She did she did stipulate that she would not be on the show unless she got the right spotlight. Dan, you want to kick us off?
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
We do no prep work. This is all fly by the seat of our pants.
Yeah, I know, it's a fucking nightmare.
That's
I mean,
fine.
you can tell it's a nightmare because this is probably going to come out like 3 months after the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, and everyone's like, I don't remember any of these commercials.
Which is good. We'll refresh your memory. Okay, do you want me to start with one that I liked or one that I didn't like?
Let's start with good. Start with bad news.
Yeah, I want to
Okay.
start with
Bad
the bad
news.
one.
Okay, so one that I didn't like was a Reese's Take 5 commercial.
I honestly don't even remember it.
Yeah, cannot recall.
Please enlighten us, Dan. Show us this commercial.
We are going to either play these commercials in the YouTube version or link them somewhere. Poke around. We'll make
You
it.
can find them
We'll
if
make
you
them
want.
accessible.
Yeah. All right, see you. Bye.
What's that?
Reese's Take 5 bar. Chocolate, peanuts, caramel, peanut butter, pretzels.
Never heard of it.
Where have you been? Under a rock?
New to me.
What, were you born yesterday? Raised by wolves? Are you clueless? Head in the sand?
That's offensive, Trish.
Yeah, Trish.
You from another planet?
Oh, Trish, none of us have heard of Take 5, so who looks stupid now?
Reese's Take 5, the best bar you've never heard of.
So I think the unanimous, resounding consensus is that
It's the best one of the night, right?
Is that it was bad.
It's a bad commercial.
Halfway through, Day, you let out an exasperating.
Dave, do you want to give us a plot summary of what we've just
Yeah,
witnessed?
what moment did you hate that much?
All of it. I want to actually, let's just start off strong by saying that like the common theme among all Super Bowl commercials is that they try so hard
They
to
go
appeal
ham.
to everybody and they do a bad job.
Yeah, because this one was very clearly taking like a
Yeah.
quasi-political stance.
Okay, wait, we're gonna get to that because I need to know what that means, but I will give you the plot. Okay. So essentially, it starts off. Everybody's working in an office, and a woman is eating a Reese's Take 5 bar, and somebody goes, "What are you eating?" It's a guy on a laptop, and she goes, "I'm eating a Reese's Take 5 bar," and she describes the bar, and he goes, "Never heard of it," and then she says, "What do you live under a rock?" And he does. And the whole commercial's like
Is
that.
bits like that.
Yeah, there we go. We've established the game of this commercial.
So Dan, why did you pick this commercial?
I picked it because I think it's very representative of like lazy, shitty humor that you
Okay.
often see in these
Okay.
commercials, where it's like a list. It's like list humor. It's okay. What do you live under a rock? Guy living under a rock. Raised by wolves. Someone raised by wolves. Or there's a similar commercial to this one where it's like Chrissy Teigen and John Legend at a party, where Chrissy Teigen, the humor is just her like saying stereotypes, like, "Oh, this guy has a loud suit. Oh, you came late to the party."
Just like party foul type lists.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a list. None of them are that funny.
Almost jokes.
Oh, yes.
They're all almost jokes.
And it almost works. But no.
I didn't like this commercial at all.
No.
Explain the politics of this commercial,
please.
Jake.
Well, I thought it was trying to be funny in that a lot of the reactions to it is, "Oh, you're being really insensitive to this type of person,"
right.
or like, "Oh, you're making fun of aliens," or "You're punching down at these people," which is such a stupid
Right, it does
idea.
it does like map the
It
maps
the
like
joke
racial
onto like
yes.
racial othering or like misgendering people, a real problem that has real world consequences, and belittles it, and instead of punching up, punches down. Not all humor needs to be either punching up or punching down, but the joke is kind of like, oh, these silly people with their easily all these people are so easily triggered. They're also sensitive.
Right. The premise of the commercial is like, we all know the types of people who are offended really easily. One of those people were raised in a barn.
It was very lazy. It stems from, I think, the same lazy humor place that you were talking about, where none of these jokes were particularly well thought through, and they were just like, we could get away with this at the who's watching the Super Bowl? No one but fucking idiots, right? And then
It's just a list of semi-related, quasi-funny things
that
that they can
stem
show
from a
us
not
in a
very good
row.
place.
Yeah.
It's very funny that you had such a political stance on it and it was so well thought out. Because my initial thought when I it let out an exasperated sigh was because I just realized that the pattern was going to be not funny the entire
just the
time.
commercial
That it was going to be not creative, not funny, and I'm not going to have to see a guy with his own head up his ass. Like there was no
We didn't
reason.
even mention the grand finale. Obviously, they don't say head up ass, but a guy does walk up
see-
to the protagonist lady
And
with
we've
his
all-
head
yeah.
up his ass.
And
was
I
just-
cannot.
No, it's not smart. It's not good. It's not anything other than frustrating and probably vaguely not our politics.
Yeah.
Man, a political Super Bowl, by the way, to get
Yeah.
sidetracked a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Bloomberg and Trump and a bunch of lady ads. I don't know if we're going to talk about any of the lady ads, but there were a bunch
I
of them.
didn't pick any of the lady ads. I thought about it. I didn't, and none of us are talking about the. We're not going to touch that.
No.
No,
I was
definitely
scared
not.
that, Jake, your two commercials might be the Trump and Bloomberg ones.
Okay, not to get even more sidetracked. Why did you assume I would do that,
Just
Dan?
because it's a little dickling move that you would...
Okay, I can't lie. I did consider it,
Of course you did.
but I didn't do it.
No, I think that this whole Super Bowl was like very much of the time, like very very divided. You know, a lot of commercials aggressively
Political,
Using-
or like using political
using
signposts.
yes,
Yeah,
using
absolutely.
female empowerment to get money,
Lady capitalism.
Or
Lady capitalism.
using
She boss. Her boss
bad
for her.
politics to get
Yeah.
money. It's
Yeah.
All of it's like that. Always.
Yes.
Always.
It's always fucking stupid shit. I just took a look. No, neither of the ads. No, actually, one of them is political, but neither of them are the type of like crass capitalist feminist shit that we saw. Like there was one Olay where it's like the first ladies in space or whatever.
Yes. Also,
I hated
they
that
killed the
commercial.
ladies at the end.
What does this button do?
Yeah, they injected
Yeah.
into the
The ladies are shown to be incompetent at the end of that commercial. It does not send the message that it thinks that it's
ladies who
sending.
code.
Bad commercial.
Yes, but we're not talking about that one. We already have just glossed off of the Reese's commercial.
know.
We could not hold our attention on it for more than 2 seconds.
No, and you know what? We shouldn't, because we have a lot of commercials to cover. So moving right along, Jake, what commercial do you want to talk about?
Oh, we're going like in a triangle?
You wanted to do Day last, so of course we're going
You
in a
have 2
triangle.
commercials.
Oh.
Why aren't we gonna rank this commercial?
Oh, yeah, let's rate
my
it.
God, we
Thank
gotta
you.
rate it. Day, give us a scale.
On a scale from crunchy peanut butter to head up your ass, how would you rate this commercial?
That was a better scale than I've ever come up with.
I think of so many scales when I listen to you guys.
I'm gonna give it a peanut butter on my taint. I feel like it doesn't really even need an explanation.
No, we all know what you mean.
Yeah.
Licking peanut butter off of someone's asshole. That's it. That's
Okay.
my rating.
Day.
Give us something
Already
crass.
been, I don't want, I was gonna say, attempting to suck your own dick, but reaching your ass instead.
Such a powerful
Shoot
person.
through the moon.
Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars.
Even if you miss, your head will be up your
Bad
ass.
commercial.
Yeah, not good out of the head up your ass.
Dan, what other
I
commercial?
don't know which end of that scale was supposed to be the one that's good.
I think we all just
Well, I don't want to do both of mine yet. I think we
Okay.
should go.
We'll go to certain-
We'll
yeah, I
sprinkle
think
them.
it
We'll do
makes
sprinkling.
sense.
You're
Let's do one of
outvoted.
yours next.
You're outvoted.
Oh, fuck off, everyone. All right, I'll pick my commercial. We're
Okay.
taking a look at what commercial do I have? The Budweiser commercial.
Which
So many.
Oh, you know what? I'll find out in a moment.
Yeah.
So, it's
Stay
like-
tuned, ladies and germs. Here comes Budweiser.
Whoa.
They call us typical Americans. Maybe because we live typical American lives. Like this typical American, showing off his strength. So typical. Look at him, touching other people's things. Always so competitive. Typical Americans, showing up uninvited. Removing their clothes in public. Yelling and being loud. Just look at them, thinking they can save the world. Typical Americans, always celebrating with their typical American beer. So, next time someone labels you typical, show them what typical can do.
Alrighty, so we just watched the Budweiser commercial. Dan, you want to give us a plot summary of what we just saw?
Yeah, okay. So this commercial is called Typical American, and it goes through like tropes about like negative tropes that foreign people
would ascribe to Americans.
might have about Americans, while showing Americans being the heroes that we all know that
The
we
heroes
that we
of
are.
world history that we truly are.
And it reminds us that, like, we're perfect. We don't
We're
gotta
good.
change.
We don't have anything
Yeah,
to
so it's like
reflect on.
typical Americans always taking their clothes off in public. And it's a guy giving a shirt to a homeless man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a typical American always got to show off his strength.
And it's a fireman carrying a
firefighter
hose.
showing up uninvited. It's a soldier surprising his
reuniting with
dad
someone.
or someone.
Yeah.
This is it's
I said I wouldn't give you Bloomberg and Trump commercials, but I did.
honestly,
pick
this is kind of
Not
a
any
political
less
commercial.
devastating, honestly.
It could very easily be a Trump commercial.
Real talk. So, I mean, I found that a lot of the advertisements this year were, even if they're not, like, specifically targeted
They're on the
political
side.
ads, they're all political commercials. They all have some form of politics embedded. Well, not all, but a vast majority of them have some form of politics embedded in them. And I thought this was, like, the most grotesque example of just kind of co-opting jingoism and not actually engaging in any form of introspection about why people might hurl these criticisms at us. It was gross. I hated it so much.
It's just prying on, like, the, like, middle generation entirely. So like our parents' generation, like right in there. It's just like prying on like, because I know that a mother will watch this and they'll be like, oh my God, my heart. But they're the same exact people who like say all this stuff. It just...
Well, I think, okay, it's tough to critique this commercial, because this commercial is very much, you know, like the, like Nazi trolls saying it's okay to be white.
Yes.
Like, it's hard to argue with that, because, yes, but what you're actually saying is is much more sinister.
It's a redirection of the argument. It's reframing the argument so as to not actually address the systemic issues that lead to these criticisms, but instead showing a specific example of, but look at all these nice things that aren't really related, because you're listening to the words, but you're not addressing what the words mean.
Well, yeah, yes. This commercial has to be viewed through the context of, like, finally people are waking up to the fact that, like, we have actual problems that have existed for decades that need to change, and that, like, we as a society, we need to do work to like change many things, and this commercial is very much saying, no, actually we're fine already.
I was gonna say, what
black people and white cops just need to hug it out, which is an image that they show in this commercial.
Because I think the part that really frustrated me the most was the typical Americans showing up uninvited, because in the context of that criticism, where are we showing up uninvited? The Middle East, right?
Mm-hmm. Pick any country.
Yeah.
Pick any country.
So, and they reframe it to be like, a hero, just make it a hero. A soldier making a hero.
No, you were right the first time, a hero. God damn it,
no one's braver than our Marines.
I bleed blue and I will not go to the doctor.
But yeah, like, it's a nefarious reframing of all these criticisms to the point where you're obfuscating the actual meaning of the words, and I think it's gross. And even if it weren't gross to, like, reframe this argument, it's gross that Budweiser is taking credit for this.
Yeah.
If it were actually good.
Right. True.
Like,
this has nothing to do with Budweiser.
Not at all.
Other than that, it's an American beer company.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say another reason that it's hard to have criticism of these commercials, because they are all good deeds. Like, they just show you constant, like, good things that people are doing, which is great. Like, we see those videos all the time on Facebook. The fuck does that have to do with Budweiser being an American beer?
Sure, but it's also showing good deeds with the
yeah, they're turning into something
with the implication that this cancels out actual systemic problems,
which is not true.
No. Yeah, it's just
a frustrating one.
I hated it.
Yeah, it's a frustrating commercial.
So, on a scale of Iraq War to World War II, what would you rate this commercial?
Oh, okay.
Just wars versus unjust wars.
A World War I.
All right.
Because I'm confused.
I'm gonna give it an 80-year war.
80-year war. All right. It's interminable and it fucking sucks.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. Fucking Spanish-American War.
Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Explain.
I mean, also unjust. Totally bad, but like not the most unjust. It's just slightly above. It was absolutely a war of aggression, to be sure. It was a war of conquest.
It's not the most unjust commercial, because there is also a straight-up Trump ad and Bloomberg ad.
Oh, gross, God. I hate it. Can't stand it.
Really,
want to die.
Really bad.
It's the same. Can we talk about, not to get political on this.
I like that after every commercial that we chose, we're just going to talk about Bloomberg for a little bit.
Can we talk about how if he were running as a Republican, which he probably, he's a
Bloomberg is running as a Republican.
You would be fucking, no one would want to vote for him, a Democrat. But now that he's running under the label Democrat, it's like, well, you got to vote blue no matter what.
I still don't think anyone wants to vote. Do people say that? I don't think he has any base at all.
I mean, I know two people in my family who he's their first choice.
Yoink!
Woof. Yeah. Woof indeed. All right. We're moving on, right?
Yeah. We'll go. We'll revisit Bloomberg after we watch today's commercial.
Because you picked the Bloomberg commercial.
I did. Yeah.
You picked the Bloomberg commercial twice.
Yeah.
Technically not allowed.
But we'll allow it because you're a special guest and you did have that in your contract.
I did have it in my contract that we must talk about Bloomberg. My top choice.
Yes. Your top choice.
That is not correct. I want everyone to know that is incorrect information.
You're actually really into Pete Buttigieg.
That's also incorrect information.
Where do you stand? Where do you
Let's talk about
Politics
Where
day.
do you stand?
You're actually going to give us your politics?
I can if you want.
You don't have to.
Well, how about after the next commercial?
All right.
This is a commercial review card. Why are we alienating everyone? We don't need to do this.
Dan's eating a buffalo chicken wrap right now.
I'm hungry, y'all. Okay, Dan, what commercial are we watching?
Oh, cool. It's an Elizabeth Warren commercial. No, I'm joking. No, this is a Mountain Dew Zero commercial.
Ooh.
And it's very, very interesting.
Featuring Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, I feel like it encompasses
this.
what every company is trying to do as a Super Bowl commercial to get people to buy their products. So,
Oh, no, I do remember this one. Never mind.
okay,
Alrighty.
so
Let's do
we
it.
can show
okay.
it.
See you on the other side.
Come out, wherever you are. I've got new Mountain Dew Zero Sugar with the same refreshing taste as the original, but without any of the sugar. Here's Mountain Dew Zero.
I am thirsty.
Huh?
Zero sugar. Zero sugar. Zero sugar.
Jake, why don't you take it away with the plot?
Alrighty, it's Bryan Cranston recreating the most famous part of The Shining, where he busts down the door in an obvious homage that we're all familiar with to The Phantom Carriage, Victor Sjöström's 1921 film. And it's just a recreation of that. It's
Yeah?
just about Mountain Dew, though, instead. And he's just like, here's Mountain Dew, and it's Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
I love that now there are two of us for your film references to go over the heads of.
So I can be pretentious, and y'all can be like, why is he being a dick right now? Two of them. Yeah, it was... did you like... Do we like this
what's your
commercial?
opinion?
I chose this commercial
Where
because
do
I
you
thought
stand?
where do you stand? No, I chose it because I genuinely think that it is like a combination of like everything big brands are trying to do during the Super Bowl, in that they bring in big celebrities. Bryan Cranston, the big reveal is that it's Tracy Ellis Ross on the other side of the door.
Yes.
And then it's all for Mountain Dew Zero, which they are marketing because Mountain Dew has a ton of sugar in it. Now they're like, oh, it's Mountain Dew Zero. Now it has no sugar in it. And you're like, okay, well, sounds sketch.
It's just as good as the original, maybe even better.
And then they're doing it in the form of The Shining, which makes no
I was
sense.
Confused. I didn't know if I was missing something.
Me
that this
too.
Was,
I was like, why are
between,
they doing this?
Like Ready Player One.
Yeah.
The Sleep No More, or what is Doctor Sleep?
Dr. Sleep.
And this commercial, people just love recreating the set
Shining.
from The Shining,
Yeah.
and just
because
goofing
it's
off
the
in it.
one, it's like a Stanley Kubrick film, and Stanley Kubrick is considered this massively popular auteur in terms of art, but also in terms of like popular accessibility, and everyone's seen The Shining because it's like a genre film. It's a horror movie. So it's a clout movie that people could say, oh, I love The Shining. It's an art film, but it's also an easily accessible horror film. And you just like chase this clout, and also it's just a signpost to something that everyone loves from the 80s.
I just don't get how this tied in to The Shining.
It doesn't. That's the thing. I think somebody had the idea that they thought it would be so funny that if the Shining doors open and instead of blood, like the elevator
Mountain
doors,
Dew.
instead of blood, it's just Mountain Dew, which they did in this commercial. Which
And they
is,
just wanted-
which you just know from the beginning of the commercial is going to happen eventually.
I think they also wanted to put Bryan Cranston in the little twin dresses. I think they wanted to do that too.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's my big thing. You shoehorn your product into this 80s nostalgic signpost in literally any way you can. Thematically, it makes no sense. Dramatically, it makes no sense. In terms of connecting to your product, there is none. But it's just, everyone loves The Shining. The Shining makes you feel good. And so here is the thing that makes you feel good. Here it is, connected to our product. Please.
One of the lines is, Mountain Dew Zero, it's just as good as the original.
Maybe even better.
Which is why I thought this was like a tie-in to Doctor Sleep that came out
But
6
it's
months
not.
too late. But
Yeah.
it just...
It's in no way connected
Why
to
are
Dr.
you
Sleep.
taking a dump on the original Shining? Are you taking a dump on the original Shining? What is the premise?
The premise is this. It's exactly what it is. It's just trying to tie your positive feelings.
Hey, what are you Googling?
Yeah,
I'm
so
Googling
curious.
the nutrition facts. Because I am going to be honest with you. I don't believe this for even a fucking second. My other big thing with this commercial, so this is a good backstory on me. Good, I'm glad you'll get this. So, my brother is a type 1 diabetic. He found out much later in his life that he's a type 1 diabetic. Fine. He used to drink Mountain Dew all the time. We were talking about how, because he loved Mountain Dew and he had to stop drinking it.
Yeah.
No, it didn't help, but, you know, it's type 1, so it didn't trigger it at all.
No.
But, like, he can't drink it now
Yeah.
because he would just have to, it would be
You'd have to take a
nuts.
ton of insulin.
Exactly. And just like, I'm looking up the nutrition facts because if it has no sugar in it, fine. How many carbs does it have in it? How many calories are you adding up to it? I'm sure they just like pumped it full of other really, really
Other
bad
sweet
things
shit.
for you for it not to have sugar in it.
Bleach also has no sugar in it.
That's true. Oh, that's...
I mean,
That's why my insides are squeaky
it's-
clean.
it's still bad for you. So I was just looking up the nutrition facts because I really just cannot.
We'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
Sorry, Jake, were you in the middle of a...
I was just saying that the point of connecting Mountain Dew to The Shining is simply to connect your pre-existing positive feelings towards The Shining to this new product. So that way when you think of this new product, you will associate it with this weird nebulous feeling of like familiarity and nostalgia and goodness because you're thinking of The Shining now instead of this product which you have no associations with, or you associate it with Mountain Dew, which is fucking shit. So it's just, there is no thought process other than that. It could have been any movie from the 80s that everyone loves. It could have been E.T. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah,
Most
it's
movies, most commercials at least have like the pretext of like some justification.
There's not even
for
a
why
joke to
Bryan
connect it
Cranston is
to.
here, why
Yeah.
The Shining is here, even if it's flimsy.
Yes.
This doesn't even try. It's just like Bryan Cranston, The Shining, Mountain Dew.
It's basically it, yeah. They maybe Bryan Cranston just really wanted to play Jack Torrance.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm
that's what it
positive that that's a part of it.
I
I
think-
also hate the part where she stops yelling. She's like, "I am thirsty," and grabs it. It makes me.
But that's the
feel-
joke.
is. If
That's
you're
the joke.
thirsty,
I
you
know.
should not be drinking Mountain Dew.
No.
No.
If I was thirsty and someone handed me a Mountain Dew, I would
Just
windmill
here's
kick
a
it out of their
Baja
hands.
Blast.
You know what I thought was really weird? No one else. It probably wouldn't bother anyone else. In this version, they gave her a wooden spoon, but in the movie, she has a knife.
It's a knife, yeah.
She should have cut his hand. Bitch, cut his hand.
And then he bleeds Mountain Dew.
Oh, you would have made a funnier commercial.
I think Bryan Cranston was like, "How come Ewan McGregor gets to play Danny Torrance?"
Is that your
It's
Bryan
just
Cranston
not
impression?
fair."
It sounds like Batman. It sounds like Christian Bale's Batman.
Yeah, that's how I see Bryan Cranston.
That is
He's
Bryan
Batman.
Cranston.
Fair enough. All right, someone give us a scale for this commercial. I'm
Dan,
done
you
with
make up
it.
the scale.
Oh man, okay, the spoon to knife. Right,
Which is better.
right.
Okay. I'll give it a spatula.
I'm gonna give it a spork.
Alrighty.
Cool.
Dan, what you giving it?
I'm gonna give it a pizza cutter.
Absolutely.
Oh, good one.
All right, we're circling
I
back
love that the scale has just become word association.
because it doesn't matter anyway. None of this matters.
Okay, so we're circling back to me.
I think so.
Yes.
Cool. My second commercial, right, I picked one that I thought was bad and one that I thought was good. The
Ended
one that
on
I
a high
thought
note.
was good was, I think it was for some kind of seltzer featuring Post Malone.
Alrighty. Let's take a look.
So we'll check it out.
Let's look.
Hey, take a Bud Light Seltzer.
Yeah, sure thing.
What's this?
It's Bud Light Seltzer Mango.
Mango.
Mango? Have we tried that before?
I don't know. Check the memory bank.
Nothing.
Must be new.
All right, let's drink this puppy.
Tip initiated.
Tastes like mango! Yeah! Taste buds approved?
Let's show we like it.
Commencing happy face.
Ooh,
too much.
That's better. Has the seltzer reached the stomach yet?
Yeah, we're looking at 100 calories down here.
And what do we got from the nose?
I'm getting mango! Definitely mango!
All right, let's check with the spleen.
Go for spleen.
Why?
You're right. Cancel the spleen.
No, wait.
More!
Sir, the taste buds are ready for another sip.
Hey, can I be a taste bud too?
No.
I want to be a taste bud.
Shut up, spleen.
Yeah, shut up, spleen.
Yeah, shut up, spleen.
Sorry, I'm just talking to my spleen.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good.
Day, it's back to you. Give us a plot summary of what we just saw.
Okay, we're walking into a bar and it's Post Malone, and he goes up to the bartender and he goes, "Let me get a Bud Light seltzer." And then the bartender's like, "Sure," puts it on a table and he goes, "What's this?" And so the bartender goes, "Oh, it's a Bud Light seltzer, but it's mango." And then all of a sudden we go into Post Malone's brain, and inside his brain are little men who are working, and they're like, "Do we know about this?" And so they're asking different parts of his body that are also like different, pretending to be different like workshops, and they asked his taste buds and his spleen and his stomach, and it's all very fun and cute.
Yeah,
it's like Inside Out or that episode of SpongeBob.
Yes, I was gonna say it's like that episode of SpongeBob.
That's literally where my brain went. Both of those examples. It's I think it's a useful formula. It's a fun, easy comedic bit.
This is good, and they everyone
you ascribe all the body parts different personalities, and it's fun and cute.
And they all had Post Malone tattoos.
Yeah.
Yes, and they all but also they're like dressed like they're working, like white shirts, black ties, and it's like the fun dichotomy.
High concept, genuinely funny.
I think Day and I both at least chortled while we were watching it. At least I laughed straight up. I straight up giggled.
Funny. The spleen wants to be included.
Spleen can't be included.
Has nothing to do.
I like that the taste buds are all basically just bros. It's very cute.
Yeah, that was the funniest part
Post
for me.
Malone smiles too hard.
I kind of like when, not necessarily self-serious celebrities, but celebrities that you wouldn't necessarily assume have a sense of humor about themselves are willing to just make a fool out of themselves. Like, Post Malone looks like a fucking doofus in this. I loved it. It was cute.
It was cute.
No, Post Malone is a doofus.
Okay,
and I'm surprised
enough.
you don't know this.
I don't know anything about Post
Malone. I'm in love with Post Malone.
Share more about your adoration for Post Malone, please.
He's just so adorable. I feel like you would take a first look at him, like especially when he first came onto the scene, everyone's like, "Who's this man with these face tattoos?" But then you watch all these videos of him just being so cute. Like, my favorite video of Post Malone, well, my favorite picture of Post Malone is the one at his concert, and the girl's like lifting her shirt up, and you see the back of her, and Post Malone's face is like, you can't see it because of the podcast. You can't see what, but he's making like a face where he's so surprised and happy and like confused.
I'm like, "Oh, tits! Look at that! I love those."
I know. And then it's like, my favorite video of Post Malone is one where it's like a mom, and she's like, "My daughter loves you," and he's hanging out of his car, and he's just like, "Aw," and he's like, "How old is your daughter?" And she's like, "She's 23," and he goes, "Oh," like he was interested. But he's just so wholesome, and he's very high in his own car. And it's just, like,
honestly, that's how we're all trying to live our lives. I think
also,
wholesome and high.
He's trying to be an actor. He's going to be in a movie soon.
Is he? I was gonna say, like, he definitely displayed some good comedic timing, some ability to be like expressive in his face. If he's a comedy, I think that's a good.
He did not have a ton to do in this commercial, to be fair.
No,
but what he did do, he did do well. He executed very well. Interesting that. Sorry, were you about to say something?
No, I was gonna say I think he could have like the type of comedic appearance in a movie like LeBron James did in what's that movie with Amy Schumer and Bill Hader?
Trainwreck.
Trainwreck, not Crashing.
Yeah,
like,
or perhaps like Shaquille O'Neal and Freddie Got Fingered.
Exactly like Shaquille O'Neal and Freddie Got Fingered. That's where my mind should have went, and I'm disappointed that it didn't go there. But yeah, like enough charisma, enough self-deprecation, enough comedic timing to be able to make a comedy work for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What movie is it going to be in?
Spencer Confidential.
I don't know that movie.
It is a movie coming out, and I'm pretty sure that it stars the one and the only
Post
Malone. Oh no, Mark Wahlberg is in it.
Oh, very different vibes. Dan, you were going to say something, I think.
Oh, I was just going to say that I think it's interesting that this was another Bud Light commercial.
Oh, shit, yeah, it
was. This is Bud Light as a company ripping itself in half and trying to appeal to both demographics. And honestly, doing a good job.
They got one.
And they definitely got Republicans who watched the other ads.
Absolutely.
They got 3...
I read some Twitter comments. People like Mark Dice, just idiots from the right wing, did not like that commercial. Because it featured the women's soccer team.
No!
Yes! Those disrespectful women. You're signposting to them.
Oh my God.
You cannot appeal.
Bud Light tried, but it was not racist or sexist enough.
You can never be enough to appeal to those people. All you have to do to appeal to us is give us goofy-ass Post Malone. We're easy. We're simple cretins.
Truly.
And my next commercial also is the easiest way to win me over. We'll talk about it when we get there. But the right people on the right, they didn't love it. Some people did. Some people were like, "Oh, it was touching." Like Gen Xers generally liked it, but I think
that was what Dave was saying.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah.
This is for our parents.
But if you're trying to appeal to like Trump's base, you got to be pure. They talk about how like appealing to Bernie voters is all about the purity test, but you got to be pure for Trump too.
That's not true about Bernie at all. Because Joe Rogan endorsed Bernie, and Joe Rogan is not pure, but...
He's transphobic, notably.
Yes,
and racist.
For sure not great. But, like, that is what a diverse coalition looks like. Yes. It looks like some people who are pretty problematic, but who hold at least enough values that, like, I don't know.
We've digressed into politics yet again.
With the only... Anyway, back to the Bloomberg commercial. This one was completely apolitical.
Which, I mean...
It's just appealing to, like, millennial humor.
Yeah, it was just funny.
With a millennial / Gen Z celebrity.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's very interesting to see how this one company is, like,
bifurcated
playing both sides. And, like, two different products appealing to two different demographics.
To the point where I honestly forgot that Bud Light is Budweiser.
They did it very, very well. Well, I think that's... What?
You're making
giving me a face.
It's also Bud Light Seltzer, so I feel like they're trying to keep it more lighthearted because they feel like Seltzer's lighthearted. So they definitely have two different teams that are marketing this.
Yeah. I guess, because, like, I guess alcoholic seltzers are in now. Everyone loves a White Claw.
Yeah, of course. Every millennial loves a White Claw.
I've honestly had one White Claw in my life. It was nice.
Dave, what did you find about the nutrition of Mountain Dew?
Going back to the nutrition back.
Yeah, what did you discover?
Actually, I feel like they're lying, because a lot of it is not...
Oh, wow. Can you believe it? They're lying.
Well, no, there's no proof of that, but, like, it says here that there's, like, 0 carbs in it. And there's 0 sugar, 0 total trans fats, but the sodium is 35 milligrams, so that's 2% in sodium. And it just does, something about this feels wrong. Something does not feel right.
Well, I'm sure we'll get cancer if we drink it.
Oh, well, yeah, you know what, you might be right. So maybe I was wrong.
Cancer has
really
0 sodium.
That's true. Dan, on a scale of Post Malone to cancer, what do you rate the commercial?
Oh my god.
This is the first scale veto of the commercial.
No, we can't have cancer. We can't have cancer.
Absolutely
That's where we
not.
draw the line.
No, what do you want me to do? Rate it a fucking mesothelioma?
Give it endometriosis.
It's
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, I on a scale
so don't
of,
give it a cancer then.
On a scale of that one picture of Post Malone smiling to a picture of Mike Bloomberg attempting to smile.
Much better.
Attempting to smile.
How do we feel?
It was very good. It was very good. What's like a step below Post Malone? Like just the tiniest bit. You know what? No, I'll give it a full Post Malone smile. It was that good. It was my favorite commercial that I watched from the Super Bowl.
There's a picture of Willem Dafoe giving a very forced, awkward smile. I'll send it to Dan to put in the show notes. That's what I'd give this commercial.
Put it in the show notes. I'm gonna give it a Post Malone too, but only because I love Post Malone.
I love Willem Dafoe.
It does not
I love the
reflect
commercial.
back on the commercial, I think. But
wait, what don't you like about the commercial?
No, I like the
issues?
commercial. I love
Where
Post Malone the best.
Where do you stand?
No, I like the commercial. I think it's cutesy.
Yeah.
And it is appealing to a part of me that like remembers that's one SpongeBob episode. So I'm like, okay.
Where he just lights everything on fire trying to remember his name.
Yeah.
This is a good commercial.
Okay, cool. So moving on. Jake, what commercial do you have?
We're gonna be looking at the CocaCola commercial featuring Martin Scorsese and Jonah Hill.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Coca-Cola did not have a commercial at last year's Super Bowl.
Did they not? Is that like a big deal?
I don't know.
I don't know. They had one this year, and I enjoyed it. We'll take a look at it.
Let's take a look.
See ya.
This just in. Is Jonah Hill going to flake out on Martin Scorsese? The world wants to know.
Come on, Jonah, come on.
Jonah!
You gotta answer that.
Everyone's waiting.
Martin.
Okay, Martin Scorsese, Jonah Hill, Coca-Cola commercial.
Who takes the plot summary on this one?
I think Dan, right?
Okay.
Yes, I believe so.
Is there a system? Okay,
There's
sure.
a vague one. Dave, just do the plot summary. Don't complain.
Okay. Martin Scorsese is at some kind of Eyes Wide Shut costume party. He's the only one not dressed up. It's kind of weird, actually.
He's dressed up as Martin Scorsese. He's fine.
Is that not Martin Scorsese? So that's like someone else whose costume was like a
yes,
really
it was
elaborate
a really good
Martin Scorsese with
costume.
prosthetics.
Someone else it was actually Michael Cera dressed up. That's why they were talking to Jonah Hill.
Oh.
It was his best friend, Michael Cera, doing Martin Scorsese cosplay. You would know that it's in the Extended Universe comic books.
Okay,
Dan, can you continue with the plot?
Yeah. So far we've established that Martin Scorsese is at a party.
Yes.
Right, that's where we're at. He texts Jonah Hill. He's like, come on, where are you? Jonah Hill's like, what's going on? He's like, the party. Jonah Hill's like, oh no. We see that on Martin Scorsese's iPhone. He has the three dots implying that Jonah Hill is going to type either that he's coming or he's not coming. And then all over the world, we see everybody, the humanity united in waiting to see what Jonah Hill says. Which kind of
Martin Scorsese.
Doesn't really, I don't know how everyone has a live feed of Martin Scorsese's phone.
Are you telling me you don't, Dan?
I don't know, kind of.
I do. I know exactly what Marty's up to at
anyway,
all times.
They take the three dots and they play around with that.
Yes.
They show like Pac-Man in front of three dots. They show three-eyed toads
Yeah.
who
Yes.
are watching a live stream.
Yes.
They show a psychic looking at a crystal ball with three globes.
Yes.
Alien comes and leaves a crop circle. This is another example of like bad humor where it's like an idea, like the game is the three circles of typing. We can here are 6 things we can show that relate to that.
Yes.
But like it's not really motivated or tied in at all. Anyway, Jonah Hill.
There are 2 games though. There's that game and there's also the bit of will he won't he show up where it's like is he going to have the energy to come, and oh no, then he finds the CocaCola energy drink and now he's got the energy to go.
He drinks the Coke energy drink and then he shows up to the party.
They shaking her head. I feel like you got something to say, Day.
Commercial?
No, I think that the commercial is incredibly wholesome for what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I love the idea of Martin Scorsese at a party texting Jonah Hill.
It's great to see them hug at the end.
And they hug at the end, and I think Martin Scorsese does a good job of like acting exasperated at this party, or just like I feel like you can really tell that there's like a discomfort that he's at this party by himself.
I believe that Martin Scorsese actually is at party.
He's got social anxiety. He doesn't want to be there alone. He needs his teddy bear. He needs his Jonah.
I thought it was so wholesome in that regard. I would never, ever, ever drink a Coke Energy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I would never, ever stand up Martin Scorsese.
So gross.
I would never do that to Marty.
So disgusting.
Jonah Hill is gross.
I would never in my life choose a Coca-Cola Energy over anything else.
Do you drink energy drinks regularly?
I attempt not to, but I would go for like a real
Red
energy,
Bull.
like a Red Bull. Like Monster if I'm desperate. Like I don't think I would ever look at a Coca-Cola and go, "Oh
this
my god,
would be good to put in my body."
Yeah, exactly, and it just grosses me out.
If
That's why I was making that face.
Said energy on it and also had a skull and crossbones. I'd drink it.
I know, Dan would drink it right away.
I was just really happy to see Marty. I love him.
Yeah, that's the best
He's the
part
grandpa
of
I
the
never
show.
had. I have 2 grandpas.
Jonah Hill apologizes profusely, which I think is
so
very
sorry.
nice. He goes, "I'm so sorry. I apologize."
Which he should. He owes his entire career to Martin Scorsese, I'm sure.
But yeah, the humor was like pretty forced.
No, it was not funny.
It didn't totally work.
I understand now how so many people react to seeing other celebrities in commercials. I get it now. For some people, seeing Chris Pine in a commercial is enough. I'm like, Chris Pine's got to do more. He's just Chris Pine. But when I see Martin Scorsese, I'm like, all right, you got me, guys.
Is Martin Scorsese a big enough celebrity that this is like a smart move?
I don't think so. That's
I don't think most people would recognize.
I feel like
Martin
they were
Scorsese.
trying to appeal to like an Academy Award kind of thing, no?
I don't know. This was nominated for Best Short Film at the Academy Awards.
Yeah, well, no, Martin Scorsese's nominated.
Right,
yes.
right.
But that's the thing. I thought it was such a weird... Like, I feel like the crossover for people who are appealed by Jonah Hill and Martin Scorsese is a pretty big circle. I did some research. There was one guy who was like, "What are you gonna do, Jonah?" It was some black guy. I didn't know who he was. I looked him up. He is a rapper.
Yeah.
YBN Corday.
Yes, he is.
I did not know who he was. I did not know who that gentleman was, but I am assuming the crossover for people who know Martin Scorsese and people who know YBN Corday is a small Venn diagram.
It's me, just me.
It's just that. You knew him? I had no idea who he was.
Sucks that you were the target demographic and you're against the product on
I know.
Just refuse. I did not know who
he's just
he
like
was.
one of the many rappers that are up and coming right now. So
I don't listen to that much rap, if you could believe it.
I could.
If you looked at me, you could believe it. But yeah, I was just so curious that I guess they were just, by throwing YBN Corday into that commercial, I guess they were trying to expand the circle of who would be interested in it. I don't know. I'm assuming like, you're the only person who's like, I know Martin Scorsese and love him, and I know YBN Corday, and I love him as well.
I like the Three-Eyed Toad.
That was fun.
Yeah, I thought so.
It was fun. I generally didn't have that many thoughts on this commercial. I just loved seeing Marty. That's why I picked it.
It was fun to see Martin Scorsese feeling awkward at a party.
Yeah, it was fun.
Give us the scale.
Not that funny, but didn't piss me off, at least.
On a scale of Kundun to Goodfellas, what do you rate this movie?
Oh, God. I rated that elevator that you take down to hell, and it's all of Scorsese's films. Because you're like, this is really cool because it's Scorsese. Then you go, wait, and then it never stops. And that's how I feel about the Coca-Cola energy.
All right.
Goodfellas.
All right, you loved it that much. That's
I like
good.
Goodfellas.
Good. All right.
What about you, Jake?
I don't have an encyclopedic enough knowledge of Martin Scorsese's filmography that I can pick the exact movie that matches my feelings of this commercial.
I'm giving it a Shutter Island. I enjoyed it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what? Shutter Island is a good one. Because I didn't love Shutter Island.
Exactly. Not my absolute favorite, but I enjoyed it enough while I was watching
Okay,
it.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Alrighty, Day, I think you take us home now.
Okay. Now I'm like torn. No, it's okay. I'm going to play this
You're
commercial.
torn.
So this
Do whichever one you want to do.
Okay, preface. We had a conversation before we started recording. Day had like 3 commercials and she was so torn about whether or not she wanted to listen to her heart or do what she thought would appease us.
Day's been a little piss-off artist.
She's a diva with her contract, and she's a diva again
You're
once
the one
the
your
cameras
heart
are rolling.
desires.
What are
Follow
we
your heart,
watching,
Day.
Day?
Alright.
What are we watching?
I don't know yet. How do I pull up YouTube?
Oh my god. We'll come back and you'll know what we've seen. Bye.
Mystery.
Yeah, I'm married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 a.m. Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis? Hey, do they ever ask you what you're wearing?
Yeah. Red sweater, button-down shirt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The commercial I picked is the new Jake from State Farm commercial. Jake, why don't you take it away and tell us what this commercial's about?
It's the Jake from State Farm commercial.
Uh-huh, yeah.
That's it.
What's different about it?
This time, Jake is a black male. That's it. That's the difference. I don't know what you want me to say. We've all seen the commercial before.
No, you're right.
Yeah. That's it.
What do we think?
I think State Farm made one good joke once, and like a little kid who made his mom laugh, he's just doing it again and again and again.
Yep.
When did that ad campaign start? I feel like it was an eternity ago.
Right?
I think so. I think it was in high school.
You would probably remember.
That was the day my life changed, because now every time, you would think it wouldn't be this consistent, but any place I go, when I introduce myself, I say my name is Jake. A not entirely uncommon name. As a matter of fact, the 10 years after I was born, and even afterwards, because Twilight, one of the main characters' names was Jacob, for years after I was born, the most popular name in America was Jake. So people run into Jakes all the time, and yet, with unprecedented consistency, whenever I introduce myself to someone, if they are not funny, they will say, oh, like Jake from State Farm? And to this point, I've gotten so frustrated that I can't even hide my contempt for those people. I just tell them, you think I haven't heard that one before? And that's it. And then I'm not friends with those people. I hate this commercial. I hate that it means I will have to endure this for at least another 5 years. I want to kill myself.
I do not get to meet people who have similar experiences to me very often. So my favorite thing about your experience with this is it's very similar to my experience with my name, where I go, hi, my name's Day. And they go, oh, my name's Night. And I go, cool, I'm not friends with you. So if they're unfunny, they'll go, oh, where's Night? And I'm like, okay, well.
It's very interesting because you have a rather uncommon name and I have literally the most common name in America for years. And we have the same experience. It takes all kinds.
And all it takes is capitalism, guys.
Yeah, I get. Damn, Daniel.
Oh yeah, that one.
I hate
really
that. Hate that.
I would do that
like
too.
the meme? No, like the Bible. Shut up! It's a 2,000-year-old name.
It's not damn Daniel. So What did we think of this commercial? We hated it, right?
I agree with Dan. So my biggest issue with this commercial is I hate that they are harping on this one joke that they made.
Yeah.
And then they were like, people are going to think it's really nostalgic if we bring it back, but make it bad.
Nostalgic.
But make it bad.
Like, I know it does. We're in post nostalgia. We're in a post nostalgia era where like anything from 3 years ago is now considered nostalgia, and that's what people believe.
Yes.
So it's just so annoying. And then they didn't even really make it funny at the end. They just had the new Jake from State Farm ask the old Jake from State Farm, "Are they allowed to ask you what you're wearing?" That's not a funny joke. They're not even doing anything with it.
I will say that if you're the new guy at the office, you will just occasionally be like, "Is this the way things work here?" That's the only even remotely clever kernel of a bit there. There's the almost clever kernel of a bit.
Not naive enough for the audience that they have.
No.
You're thinking so far into it.
I know, but like I'm trying to give it some benefit of the doubt here because I'm sure someone got paid a shit ton of money to make that commercial.
Mm-hmm.
I want to at least pretend that they earned that money for like a split second. This is just the total death of originality. Just I can't.
I think that one of the best parts of the commercial is that they bring all the old people back and they do it the exact same way.
It's a shot for shot.
Yeah,
it's a shot for shot.
That's why I was confused when you
Gus
sent
Van
it to me,
Sant's Psycho.
I was like, Jay just sent me an ancient commercial.
Nope.
But no.
Those are those same people who kind of look exactly the same, recreating the same thing over again.
They look exactly the same because not a lot of time has elapsed.
I was going to say,
years.
I feel like maybe...
2010, I just looked it up.
Whoa, really?
2010 is when the commercial came out.
When I entered high school. Do you think they
this
just...
is a boyhood of itself.
Do you think they recycled the same shots? Do you think they shot new footage for those parts? Or do you think they only shot new footage for the inside the office scenes?
No, I think that they took those same actors and...
You think this is a shot-for-shot remake?
Yeah, because those...
I think so.
They don't look the same. And it's much crisper.
Compare.
And it's a little different.
Maybe.
And their intonations and their voices are a little bit
slightly different.
I
hate
that I know that because I've seen the first State Farm commercial so many times.
A billion times. I feel like I've seen it a billion times because I've heard it so many times, but I guess not. I forgot how much I hated that commercial, but I just had nothing to say because it's the same commercial! Guys, they can't keep getting away with it.
Don't let them get away with this!
I really hope people are I can't believe people aren't tired of it. Because do people actually... I guess people do. I would know that people think it's actually funny, I guess.
I think most people's response is, yeah, that joke.
Yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely.
That's enough.
It.
That's enough.
Haha, they did it again. I love products.
Well, I was going to say, I did text Dan the day after the Super Bowl. I was so incredulous to the fact that people actually came in to my place of work and sat down and were like, "Did y'all see the commercials? Boy, weren't they funny."
People love Super Bowl ads.
And I was so flabbergasted that people actually took the time to sit down and talk about commercials. And then I went, oh, wait, I have a podcast where I talk about commercials. But like these people who just were genuinely enthusiastic and excited about seeing commercials. I'm like, guys, have you ever heard a joke before? Like, what is going on? Why are you so easily floored by people trying to sell you products? Like, get out. See things.
Agreed.
I was so upset.
That is a full take on the commercials of the Super Bowl.
Go outside.
Yeah, seriously.
Just become a bunch of old people.
Stop listening to this. Go outside, smell the flowers.
This is the end of Ready Player One, where we tell you to go outside and shame you for enjoying the thing that
we're trying to tell you.
On a scale of, oh, you mean Jake from State Farm, to, oh, my
Where's
name's Knight.
What do you rate
What do you rate this commercial?
Who's answering first? I don't have an answer. I'm trying to.
I'm rating it the beatdown I'm gonna give a person after they ask me again.
I'm gonna rate it as no friends because whoever likes this commercial should not have friends and definitely isn't my friend.
I'm gonna give it a damn, Daniel, because Ellen should have let those kids rot instead of pulling them onto her show.
Thanks, Dan. That was a good note to end on. I enjoyed that.
So that's, I think, pretty much the end. Just to wrap, were there any other commercials that we don't have to like do a full deep dive into, but that you want to say a thing or two about?
I have a bunch of backup options that I was ready to talk about.
Okay, the other commercial that you guys were making fun of me for was a commercial where everybody is at like a football game and they're making a final field goal, and the team makes the field goal, and then the crowd is going nuts, and then the team takes off their helmets, and it's those female football players from a couple months ago, and they're just like standing in the crowd, and everybody kind of stops what they're doing to stare, and then everybody starts cheering, and you're like, wow, very wholesome, and then all of a sudden it's a secret deodorant commercial. You're like, wait a second.
I hate those kind of commercials because it's like capitalism for she, and also a dumb company that has nothing to do with any feminist movement trying to take credit for and capitalize on feminism.
We don't think that's technically true, actually.
No? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
But I don't
know.
have any information to back it up.
Okay.
We talked about the space one.
Yes,
on the pod,
we did.
Yes. Right? That was while we were rolling.
That was something I thought about talking about. What other commercials did I have pulled up?
Oh, I think I was surprised by the Facebook commercial. Because I think Facebook is garbage, but I think it was a very good commercial, actually.
I mean, they had the money to make one.
Yeah.
But, like, I just couldn't get over the fact that Facebook is a garbage company.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
And Mark Zuckerberg's a garbage human.
Looking at the commercial, good.
You can't separate the art from the artist. You can't separate the art from the artist.
Well, it's the song that is like,
I want to rock! And it's a bunch of Facebook groups.
Like rock climbing, like rocking chair, and then
Rock
Rocky Run, and then Chris Rock turns around and goes, who else do you think it would be?
And then
Sylvester
Stallone.
Maybe they thought it would be me.
Okay,
I thought it was very well edited, good concept, just a
Don't use Facebook.
one of the best commercials. But yeah, don't use Facebook.
Hopping off of that, I have seen this commercial elsewhere a lot now. After Google did the Facebook commercial.
Oh yes, the very sad one.
Yes, I hated it.
Oh,
I hated it so
explain
much.
yourself.
Tell me what my wife's ass looks like again.
You are ruining something that was supposed to be very wholesome.
It's Google!
Google makes money off of hoarding our personal information and trying to capitalize and monetize on our memories and thoughts and our personal experiences. They're an information hoarding company. So the commercial was like, yes, give us all your treasured memories. And it's basically...
Yeah, they're doing a good job.
They'll make money off of them.
They're doing a good job. They're promoting what they do.
No, people should own their data because it's my data and I should get paid for it if Facebook or Google is profiting off of it. R.I.P. Andrew Yang.
Yang gang!
Where do you stand? Where do you stand?
No, I mean, I just think Google is a nefarious horseshit company. So obviously...
That is true. I
well, you like this commercial. Make the case for this.
Well, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that I liked this commercial.
Then
I'm saying that you're I'm saying that it was a very wholesome commercial, and then Dan said, "Show me what my wife's ass used to look like." So it's like I was making a comment on that.
I mean,
okay. So don't love or hate the commercial. Just hate me.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Fair.
Very fair.
There was a Procter & Gamble commercial that I thought was weird, where it was just all the Procter & Gamble properties.
Oh, yeah, and I like that they acknowledge that the Charmin Bears being obsessed with ass wiping is creepy as hell.
Isn't that like funny. Sofia Vergara is just in it for no reason?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought it was bizarre. I thought it was the weirdest commercial of the evening. I didn't like it because there was just...
The Old Spice guy.
Yeah, it was very cringy, I thought.
Yeah.
The ass wipe kink bears. It was weird.
Fucking Rob Riggle was jacked ass brawny guy.
He humps paper towels
towels
into the crowd like Trump after a natural disaster. It was very weird.
The other commercial that I really, really hated for sure was this is the Jason Momoa one where he takes off his muscles.
So disquieting.
And it
fucking
really just made me...
Not good. I don't remember what it was advertising. It's just an intrusive thought for me now.
Exactly.
It is my sleep paralysis demon now. Skinny Jason Momoa. It's terrifying, and I did not enjoy looking at it at all. We talked about the Olay in Space
What's
commercial.
her name? The Audi commercial where Macy Williams sings Let It Go.
Yeah.
That was very bad.
Oh, I'm so sad that Macy Williams needs money that quickly after Game of Thrones. I wish she was doing
Maisie,
better.
but it's fine.
Damn, they said put some respect on her name.
Put some respect on Arya Stark.
Honestly, she fucking killed a whole ass demon. Right?
Yeah,
That's what they are.
The White Walkers?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But she did kill one.
She posted cringe.
She did post
She
cringe.
did post cringe.
But you know what? She made bank off of it.
That's true.
But her name's Maisie.
She's cringing all the way to the bank.
Yeah, exactly.
Good for her.
She's younger than us, making a lot more money.
Than we ever will. She has more money now than I will ever have.
We support
Probably
her.
off of that one commercial.
We have no choice but to stand.
A fucking White Walking killing queen. There was a Walmart commercial I thought was interesting.
Oh yeah, that was pretty bad.
Walmart or Walnut?
we didn't even talk about the nut. We didn't talk about the nut. We didn't talk about the nut. Mr. Peanut died. Mr. Peanut died. And none of us talked about it. We haven't mentioned it.
This is irresponsible.
R.I.P. Nut.
This is malpractice on our part.
Sue us. Sue us, please.
This is the content you craved and we failed to deliver.
Punish us.
Punish us, daddies. The nut died and it came back to life. I do have a lot of thoughts on it, but I can't. I'm having an episode right now. I'm not getting enough oxygen to my brain.
The nut died. There was a butt commercial.
Wesley Snipes was in the nut commercial.
Matt Walsh.
Matt Walsh was in the nut commercial?
Yeah, that's the guy from Veep, right?
Yeah.
That was him.
Yeah.
Founder of UCB. Now doing nut commercials.
What do we think about the baby nut?
He's cute, whatever.
It's the Baby Yoda-ifying of everything. Eventually, everything will turn into Baby Yoda.
I think I blocked it. I ignored it entirely.
Honestly, I'm gonna make a strong stand. I stand with Baby Nut. I think it was a brave decision to kill off Mr. Peanut.
No,
I think they didn't have to do that. They took a big risk.
My favorite thing is that they had to scramble to redirect the ad campaign after Kobe Bryant died because they thought it was disrespectful.
Right. That's true.
Which is fucking hilarious to me. Not that Kobe Bryant died. I mean, he's a problematic person and that's not the conversation for here. But I think it's hilarious that we had to scramble the dead nut ad campaign because Kobe Bryant died.
No, I think that was good marketing because we have to talk about the nut. We almost shot ourselves in the face because we forgot to mention the nut. And it's because they made a brave decision and good for them. I support the nut marketing.
Baby Yoda-ifying everything is just something we're going to have to deal with. We got Baby Groot, Baby Yoda, we got Baby Dory and Finding Dory, got Baby Moana and Moana.
They're willing to canonically
kill the nut.
A 126-year-old mascot just to make him with bigger eyeballs.
Which is insane. We have no respect for tradition nowadays. Anything to make a profit. Do you think you can buy Baby Nut in Target, Baby Nut plushies? I bet you can.
For sure.
I bet you can.
I think that I have to buy both of you Baby Nut plushies now.
I think Planters will soon transition from a peanut selling company to a company that just sells Baby Nut merchandise. Okay. That's their long-term goal. I think they recognize that they cannot sustain under capitalism just selling nuts. They gotta expand. They gotta expand.
Do you think Mr. Peanut looks too much like an old-timey capitalist and that's why they had to rebrand?
No, because they gave Baby Nut a top hat.
Yeah, but he's a baby.
Everyone loves Baby.
Everyone loves Baby.
I don't know, man. I don't want to think about it.
It makes me think of that tweet that's like, Mr. Peanut is the epitome of capitalism. He is a nut selling you other nuts to consume.
It's true. I don't know. Did we like you liked the Baby Nut campaign? You thought it was brave, Day? What did you think?
I think it's brave. I don't think it's done flawlessly. I don't think it's without valid criticisms, but overall, I support.
All right.
I cannot tell you how much I don't care. Watching you guys freak out about this has been the best, but I don't give a shit.
I love that so much. Good. You are so much smarter than both of us for having no opinion on this.
I have zero opinion.
That's the right call.
The only winning move
is to not play. Are we going to regroup, talk about?
Yeah, sure.
Fuck.
There was a butt protein commercial that pissed me off.
A butt protein?
Where people are just shaking their butts.
Right, I forgot you're a prude. I forgot you hate sex.
Yeah, it was I think encouraging premarital sex. So
that's really not up your alley. I forgot about that about you. And I'm sorry.
I don't think I saw that commercial.
I think I did.
It's not memorable.
No.
It's just bad. It's a bunch of people shaking their butts and it's advertising butt protein. It's like
bubble butt, bubble butt. It's protein
yeah.
Oh.
It's not good.
They're lying to you. It will do nothing for your ass.
Absolutely.
What? Okay, Dave, tell me, what do I need to do to get my ass to be
You're gonna be born
thick?
like that, bitch.
I want a dummy thick ass.
I don't work hard for this.
I want a dummy thick ass. I can't get one.
Oh my god.
I'll
do
pay
some
for
squats. I don't fucking know.
Oh my god.
I'll pay for these implants.
There was a TurboTax dance commercial.
What?
I got Buttigieg vibes from that.
Ah, yeah, big time Buttigieg vibes.
Yeah, Buttigieg.
We didn't talk
Bubble
about
booty.
the bubble booty butt, Jed. There was a Walmart commercial that was just references to every space thing. It was just references to, it was Men in Black, it was Star Wars, it was Star Trek, it was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure that they couldn't get Keanu Reeves for. It was...
it reminded me of the Charmin...
Yeah, it was
commercial
just...
in that it's just a bunch of things that you remember.
Recognize. But it's not even things that Walmart owns is the thing. It's just like vague gestures towards... There's no joke, it's just... Hey, look! It's a Star Wars! You like a Star Wars! You like a Star Wars! And that was it. That was the commercial.
It! I thought you were going to talk about the other Walmart commercial.
What other Walmart
where it's like small towns. Walmart, we call them our family. Your neighbors are our neighbors.
No, I don't.
We are all over America. We
love
love America. But Walmart is, meanwhile, out here destroying small towns.
Yes.
Yeah, the only thing
mom and
Walmart
pop
owns
shops out
is,
of
like-
business.
Yeah, and just employing everyone at like sub full-time job wages and sub full-time and not giving anyone benefits, so everyone needs to work like 5 jobs.
And putting 5 people on the Forbes like top 200 list just for having inherited vast sums of money from Sam Walton.
Yeah, fuck Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a bad commercial.
That does remind me, though, my least favorite thing in commercials, especially you saw a lot of them in the Super Bowl, is them advertising the products, of course, but also, like, their new charity campaign where, like, if you buy our product, $1 for every dollar you spend will be going to this charity.
We'll convert 6 square feet of field into organic.
Pick up a 6-pack. We'll help transition 6 square feet of farmland to organic.
First of all, what does that mean?
Yes, I don't know.
Second of all, you spent like $100 million to purchase this ad space. Just free a bunch of cows or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was just dumb, and it's also a way for large corporations to avoid having to pay taxes, where the people decide where your tax money goes. Instead, they're like, no, we know what we're going to do with your tax money, and we're not going to give it to the government. We know what to do best with it. And it's just very frustrating.
The more commercials lean into nostalgia and try to like appeal to my sense of humor, the more I am just like amazingly aware of like how I'm selling my soul to these companies and how they're trying to buy them.
Yeah, it's grotesque.
So yeah, it is. It's grotesque and devastating. And
I think it's so...
I hate that I have to buy stuff.
I think it's so...
Me too.
I hate existing under capitalism as well. I just think it's very funny that we all hate the system and we've dedicated a large portion of our time to talking about the advertisements these people put out there. I had one more commercial.
I had one more too.
What you got, Dan?
The pie licking commercial.
I don't remember it.
There was one where there is like a pie eating contest, and then there's like a sparkling or flavored water is what it's advertising, and he takes a sip, he goes, "This tastes more like cherries than the cherries in the pie I was eating," and his face is covered in pie. And then the guy next to him goes, "Really?" And he takes a big lick of his face, and then takes a sip of the water and goes, "Oh, yeah. And my water tastes more like pumpkin than my pumpkin pie."
I genuinely cannot recall the commercial.
It's bad. It was a swing and a miss. They were like, we're going to have people look at each other's faces. It's going to be wacky and crazy. And it was not good.
When I think of pie eating contest, I just think of that one episode of Hey Arnold. That's all I think about.
I think of pie, I think it's gross.
You're wrong.
I agree. Pie is nasty.
I hate you too. I remember the Amazon commercial starring Portia Del Rossi.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
And what's her name?
Ellen DeGeneres?
Friends with War criminal Ellen DeGeneres.
You knew Portia, but not Ellen. That's
I
hilarious.
love Arrested Development. I don't care for the Ellen show.
Sure.
Fair.
Yeah, no, it was just a commercial. I just don't like Amazon, and Jeff Bezos should pay his share in taxes.
Right, the premise of that one is like, Alexi.
Yes.
Tell
it was a list. It was a list
It's
joke.
another list commercial.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like the laziest way to make a humor commercial.
Absolutely.
And that's generally how the Super Bowl commercials operate. The production values were astonishing for that commercial. Amazon can't afford it. Jeff Bezos can end world hunger if he chose to, and every day he wakes up and decides not to do it. And I just wanted to say that on the podcast.
Gonna let that one sit because it's true.
Jeff Bezos could also buy me and use me as a footstool every day if he wanted to for 1,000 years, but he chooses not to. And I think, personally, that we should be grateful.
Jeff Bezos, if you want to sponsor this podcast, please, we'll take your money.
Actually, most of his wealth is tied up in Amazon stock, so if he tries to do any good, the company would become devalued. So, nice try, liberal.
I wanna die.
Okay, we gotta wrap this up. Day, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Do you have anything to plug? Anything you want people to check out?
No, I don't do anything fun at all ever with my friends. No, I'm joking. All my social media is Dai Delija. I have a YouTube channel with a friend of mine.
Whoa.
where we
about
do
that.
satirical movie reviews.
Tell us about that.
You want more about that?
Yes, tell us about that. What's it called?
We play funny characters and we pretend to be toxic film dudes and toxic film people, and we make movie reviews, and you should go check it out. It's called Movie Town City.
Movie Town City on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, is funny.
Yeah!
And I'm the funnier one of the two of the people.
I agree, quite frankly.
No, the other person's Dan, but he would never plug Movie Town City on this podcast.
Well, not after you just did. And also not after you just roasted me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We've all been involved in it. Check it out.
Yeah, Jake is going to become our cameraman. He just doesn't know it yet.
This is the first I'm hearing about it, but I'm happy to be involved in any way I can. Dan, if people want to send commercials to us, where can they send them
They can send them to commercialboyspodcast@gmail.com.
Please do. We will watch them eventually whenever we decide to record again.
Yeah. I do improv shows every second second Saturday
in
Think Big
New York.
in Patchogue.
Not Bethpage.
Very close. Maybe I'll just plug it. How about that?
Yeah, I'm not involved.
So yeah, if you want to see improv Saturday, usually like 8 p.m. every second Saturday of the month.
In Patchogue, Long Island. So if you're in the area.
In Yaphank, Long Island.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Jake?
I don't have anything to plug. I'm a high school English teacher.
Okay, cool. Go audit one of Jake's classes.
No, you can't. Don't show up, please. All right. I think that about covers it. Thank you all for listening.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dave.
Thanks,
for
Dave.
being here.
I loved being here.
Oh, we loved having you.
I'll come back anytime.
Yay!
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I'm recording.
I'm recording. Get in here.
I'm sorry.
This is going to be impossible with 3 people.
Okay, well, Dave's terrible at this.
All right, can we count 3, 2, 1. You're a little
Dan
shit.
doesn't believe in
Doesn't
it.
count if
He
you
doesn't
count.
believe in
It
it.
doesn't count if you count.
It's got to be telepathy?
Yes. That was pretty good.
All right, we're finally in sync.